the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see a brawl inside the AFC West. It's the Raiders and the Chargers, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Southern California has a new modern home for NFL football, and it is this place, wondrous SoFi Stadium here in Inglewood. Today we start the new season with an AFC West Division battle right out of the gate between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers. Alongside Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gardner, and we welcome you to week one of a new NFL season. And partner, no waiting around for either of these teams. We are jumping right into the season. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway. Football right at the 20-yard line. And as the Raiders take over on offense, we get to see the man who has been the leader of this team for 9 seasons now, under center Derek Carr.
In the midst of a tumultuous 2021 season, the Las Vegas Raiders really turned to their quarterback, Derek Carr, to not only drive leading to career-high totals from the 8th-year passer and a nearly 5,000-yard season throwing the football, but also his leadership ability. He really grabbed that team and led them to the playoffs for the 2nd time in his career while coming out one of the toughest divisions in football.
Now Carr. He's going to launch this thing right downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Raider 1st down, 17 yards. Play action. Now it's Carr. Delivering another one here to Darren Waller. He's got it again. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Well, they told us that he was just going to be a bear to defend, and usually tight ends are, Charles, but he's no exception to that rule. His 2nd catch of the opening possession, and it gets him a 1st down.
Yeah, and they certainly saw something on his earlier reception. He went back and reported what he found. And one of the things about him, he's like a wide receiver to me, Brandon. He has a great sense of space and understanding where defenders are.
Yeah, we talk all the time, Charles, and it kind of gets cliche about the hands that he has, but really it's the truth. For a tight end, some of the best hands in the game. 2nd down, Jacobs once more. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Now a play fake. Carr. He finds his man. Complete. It's Jacobs. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. Touchdown Raiders. Darren Waller from 10 yards out. And the Raiders are on the board here first in the season opener. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical? and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. If they keep doing that in the fourth quarter, that's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Los Angeles taking the field led by Justin Herbert, third-year man out of Oregon whose career is off to an incredibly productive start.
It feels like hyperbole, but it's actually reality. In only 2 seasons, we've seen Justin Herbert do things rarely or never seen before in the NFL. He's one of only 9 quarterbacks now in the 5,000-yard passing season and made the Chargers a top 5 offense for the first time since 2010. He is also the only quarterback to ever throw at least 30 touchdowns in each of his first 2 seasons and set a record for completions over that same span.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Allen's got it, complete. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up second down. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. 7 yards there and a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Chandler Jones, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Chandler Jones is now over 100 sacks in his career and has had at least 10 in each of his last 7 full seasons. Las Vegas, they got real good, real fast when they landed him in the offseason.
Well, the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And some space here. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big hitter there. First down gain of 26 yards. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Herbert. And he lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing now is Carr. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Going up top. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
And some room to work. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Working from the gun, it's throw knocked away and incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at it. And that puts the defense in position to dictate to the offense.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The offense on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down. Chargers 20-yard line.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. To keep drives going, and if points result, we'll call.
Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's the Raiders in possession of the ball as we get back into the action in quarter number 2. On 1st down, Carr. Oh, looking for Waller, but this is intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
We'll remind you that coming up tonight, the first Sunday nighter of the new season. And how about this for a matchup? The Buccaneers and the Cowboys from Dallas 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday night, just one game here in Week 1 this year. And it will put the Broncos and Seahawks as Russell Wilson makes his Bronco debut. And, of course, where is it? Seattle. Coincidence? We'll let you decide. On first down, Justin Herbert. He's got Allen. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll make it second down. Here's Herbert. Going back to Allen. He's got him again. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
One of the best and most consistent wide receivers in his 10th season in the league. Keenan Allen is just automatic at this point. Nice catch from him there for a first down. 100 catches, 1,100 yards, at least 6 touchdowns a season. Wash, rinse, repeat. But let's not take him for granted. He's a terrific player.
Eckler going to get it again on second down. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in Week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Running on first down, Eckler dances by him. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, Herbert. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down. And Johnson's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
He gets this to Devontae Adams. And down its teammate Adams there for the Raider first.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Carr now on first down. Got a man, it's Darren Waller. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Carr now on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 14. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. And it's caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. To throw his car. Throw right side into the hands of Foster Moreau. Touchdown! Foster Moreau, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. This one taken just inside the 10. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The offense heading back out as we take a closer look at Austin Ekeler. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? He'll get this out wide to Ekeler. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. On first down, it's Herbert. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season, so let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Desmond Ridder, 2 touchdown passes, as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. From there, we move to H-Town to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Davis Mills, 2 touchdown passes, as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. Game for you. And they were winners in that one over the visiting. On now to a check on the next-gen stats in the first half for the Raiders. And it was important for them to get the season off on the right foot. And they've done just that, thanks to a very solid outing by their passing offense thus far. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come. It's a new season, so both of these coaching staffs likely making plenty of adjustments after their first half of football. So for the call of the second half here in week 1, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This one taken just inside the 10. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
During the week, the special teams coach puts together a game plan that he presents to the head coach. And in every game plan, there's one big play that he points to the head coach and says, listen, when we need it, we can go to it. I think they did exactly that on that one.
And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 5 yards remain on second down. Ekeler now between the tackles. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Holding, offense.
So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
There's so many different assignments you can have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
On second down, Eckler. Nice little juke. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 84 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Herbert on first down now. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, 48 yards. And the Chargers have cut it back within a score. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run in the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blower out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one, better than 20 miles an hour. And he's got it. So they try for two successful. And really go back with a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the two-point cheat sheet and said, go for it, get it to a three-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call. And he felt good about what he had for a two-point conversion. And now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. They started on the ground with Eckler. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Once more, here's Eckler. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. They'll find Everett there, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And the Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down. Now it's Herbert. This is caught by Williams. And he is going to have the Chargers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Here's Herbert. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Austin Eckler, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers have scored again in this third quarter. This time to move out in front. Brian Johnson now for the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that lines up a 7-play drive all total. And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run. This fielded right at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. They had that lead that is now gone. It is completely gone. But how does that affect the psyche? Or am I reading into that too much? They should be okay still?
No, you're not reading into it too much at all. You've got to wonder what the psyche is of a team, because once you build up a lead and things are rolling pretty well, you don't expect it to change. And for it to change this dramatically, and now they're the team doing the chasing, yeah, you want to check out where they are mentally and whether or not they have it in them to come back. We'll soon find out.
Yeah, they're on their heels a bit right now. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
So far in this drive, they've done some good work. They forced incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Beckham, the return. A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10. At their own 46. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He finds his target, Allen. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Up the middle with Eckler, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. It's Eckler again. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. NFL back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. On the give, this is Eckler, and they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. The handoff, it's Eckler. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
3rd and 2, Herbert. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And that'll make this a 7-point game.
He is as well, because in the back of his mind, he's thinking, I hope I get one more shot in an important spot. He just made that one. He wants one more later to truly make up for the earlier miss.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
To throw again on second down. Carr out to the left. That's where the tight end Moreau is. Finding room at midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. Takes this to the 45. Not much space after that broken tackle. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's Carr. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 32-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Carr going to throw. And the catch made by Johnson. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Timing is so important on a route like this, because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out and countered too late, because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Once again, it's Jacobs. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 69 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21-all the score as the kick's away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now the Charger taken in. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now Herbert got to get into the line in a hurry. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Herbert to throw. It's Williams on the catch. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock. I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well. Out of the gun, Eckler running it, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Going on the ground with Eckler. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'd love to get a little closer if they need to kick the field goal on 4th down. From this spot, it's 46 yards. On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in this second half. Johnson's kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. So a pressure kick there by the young man, and that should be enough to finish this one off.
Well, he's a second-year guy now, so he says, don't call me a rookie anymore. And I tell you, he's got a bright future in this league. And kicks like that are going to make sure he sticks around for a good long while.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this. It takes a field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this one is right through. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll start things out at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So conditioning going to be a factor here. Who can hold up to the test? It's overtime here in week 1. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And everyone knows the OT rules, Charles, but pretty simple formula. They go down and get a field goal, we continue play, but if they can find the end zone on this possession, ball game over.
And as meticulously as all teams plan for a game, I don't doubt for a second on that offense coordinator's play sheet, he's got some overtime plays that he wants to run. I know it sounds crazy, but they plan for everything. 1st and 10 all the way throughout the game, 2nd and 7, whatever. Right now, he's looking at that play sheet saying, if we get to overtime, what can we break out that they haven't seen?
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. First throw of overtime for Carr. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 89 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. They go with a ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of a play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone. All right, you don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to him.
And now this first drive at OT continues. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there. Let's go, yo.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now Carr. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
When you're a kickoff runner, oftentimes your quarterback coach or offensive coordinator, they love to see you break the pocket and go ahead and take off. I think he could have gotten vertical and picked up something there. Instead, he pushed it downfield. Incomplete.
Adams the man in motion right. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. In need of a 3rd and 10 conversion to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Carr now to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Johnson. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 23. 18 yards, a big pickup there on 3rd down.
Brandon, that's a huge completion there. It puts them in field goal range, but let's face it, they don't want 3 here. They want 6. With these overtime rules, a touchdown finishes it off.
Yeah, looking to win it right away. Good to know, though, that they have 3 in their back pocket if they need it. Back to the running game with Jacobs. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied.
Do what you do.
Here's Jacobs. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. They've had some success here in overtime in this opening drive running the football. Right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to them.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. playmaking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. And the hole closes quickly here. He can find a leader down the third. They got a yard on first, 2 on second, and 3 here on third. Such a long drive here. 3 points. That would be a disappointment, but I don't know if you can go for it here, can you?
Well, you know, the defense was really giving them a lot all the way downfield, and now they've stiffened. Forget that bend, don't break. Now they don't even want to let them get a yard, do they? So in this spot, you remember what the coaches told us before the ball game? Any drive that ends with a kick is going to be okay with us, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. Take the field goal right here.
Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And we're going to get whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the extra session. So Carr will depart, and on comes the Raider kicker Daniel Carlson for the field goal try. This to at least give them a lead here in overtime. The kick by Carlson is good, and they have regained the lead. So this one a victory for the Raiders. So for Las Vegas, they needed overtime to do it, but they get the Week 1 victory thanks to the field goal.